just not even have like a
Piggyback.
slide of, but just
Yeah.
this is a crazy thought I discovered. So I was on Facebook Marketplace as one does.
Okay.
Well, I look for instruments on there regularly. So like I'm
Uh-huh.
always looking like to find like a good deal. It's where I got my black guitar. Like I got like $150 I think. But it was like a $300 guitar originally. The
Jesus.
guy had bought it like a month before. But anyways, I peruse regularly. I look for music gear, I look for guitar pedals and stuff like that, and I see a personal ad for a creator. Like first name, it's a girl, blonde girl named Abby. And I'm like, okay, what's this? And then it pulled up and it goes to a link tree, and the first two links are for extra spicy pages. And I'm like, how is this allowed? Like, how is it allowed, like, at community standards that you're selling products, goods, and wares, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, also, sex work is cool to promote in Facebook Marketplace. Very covertly.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't seem overtly sexual. It just seemed like maybe like a fitness influencer at first. But then you go to the link tree and it's immediately just, like, porn. And I'm like, wow, that's insane that you can just find that.
I don't think we ever talked about. Do you remember the we got some bad feedback, by the way, some hissing or
Bad
something.
feedback. Oh, no. Hang on.
It's fine. It sounded like a fan or something. It's okay.
Oh,
It's
I
totally
do
fine.
have. There is quite a bit. It's hot as fuck, bro. Is it hot up where
Fair
you
enough.
are?
You guys are melting. No, it was like 80 degrees today. It's fine.
Eat my
We're
fucking
chilling.
shit. That's like the low.
Do you remember the what was the thing called with Cutie Cinderella? She did the streamer awards that were sponsored by Fansly, and then you could like just didn't have to verify that you were 18. You could just use your Twitch account to make a Fansly account, and then
I didn't
literally
know about
saw
that part.
a gaping vagina.
I knew that Fansly had sponsored some events, including also that they sponsored her Beyblade tournament. And if you didn't see that last year, that was fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was it Will Neff? Yeah, Will Neff just cheated. He went out and bought a
Jesus.
Beyblade that was like one of the heavy metal ones, and he just shit rolled everybody when they were all provided stock Beyblades.
Bastard. No, it was sponsored by Fansly. Use this link to check it out.
Well, I remember
and then
that. I remember the stream.
you needed to click the link, and then it allowed you to use your Twitch account to create a Fansly account, and there was no 18 plus verification. So like for OnlyFans, you have to use a credit card to prove that you're 18 or older, and this just used your Twitch account as verification. And then when you verified, you just saw like a vagina getting plowed, like immediately. It was the first thing that was uploaded, and it was like really bad because
Do you actually have to use a card for verification on OnlyFans?
yes, you cannot view anyone's OnlyFans unless you use a credit card, which is why I've never been on OnlyFans, even out of curiosity, because I don't need that sort of question. I don't need that question. But yes,
that answer.
Yeah, I don't need the suspicion at all to have. Hey, why is there an OnlyFans charge for 10 cents? So yeah, that was pretty cray-cray. But then
And of all
using
the things you and your wife could fight over, that would be a very fun one.
the
Honestly.
least dumb one, the most dumb one. But then like having it on Marketplace, it's like I don't know. There's like tons of there's a couple of things that I could say about this. I helped a friend manage theirs from like afar, so like I had some suggestions for strategies.
Okay.
One thing that is really interesting is creating like a little breadcrumb trail for like the viewer to like feel like they've discovered something. So it's one thing if like you're posting your butthole on your Twitter page and it's like, hey, click the link in my description. But it's another thing if you're like dressed like semi risque and then like you have like a link to another page and then they click on that link and then that link has a third link that then takes you like when you follow that trail of stuff, it's like a lot more rewarding because you feel like you're finding something that
like the old like porn scam bot. Like you go to XYZ porn site, it sends you to a link to a campsite or like, hey, you want to meet singles in your area now?
Sure.
And then that goes down 7 more rabbit holes of links to things that never work.
So anyway, with Marketplace being the way to do that, that's like I'm not surprised by it, but I can't imagine that Facebook is cool with it because they're pretty.
Oh, I'm sure that if they, well, you know, Elon.
But who knows?
His website's the last bastion of free speech. I don't think either one is, but
that's why he's ruined all the porn hashtags. If you search any hashtag about porn, it's completely decimated.
There's still plenty of it on Twitter.
There's porn on Twitter. You have to
of
find the accounts. You just can't search by hashtags anymore.
Yeah, you can just search by creator name when they link
true.
from Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's
and
my
with
18
that,
plus Twitter. Welcome to another episode of 110 Podcast. Oh, yeah, he said the thing. He did it. He did it. What's up, dude?
sponsored by, I'm feeling great because we have the Batch and Bottle Hendrix Gin Martini in a bottle. That's what we're
right. Are we
drinking today.
From our viewer analytics that our average, our average age of viewers is over 21, so we're able to sponsor alcohol.
We are able to sponsor alcohol.
Poggers. I actually remember when that happened with League of Legends back in 2019, where the median age raised above 21. So like Bud Light was a very famous sponsor
No shot.
of a couple. Oh yeah, for a couple teams. And there's this very funny clip. Actually, you know what? I gotta find it. I gotta find it. It will. I'll put it in the middle and explain it better when we get to it.
Okay.
But
Hey, hey.
this is good. All right, yeah, we'll save this for a bit.
Okay. Let it
Yeah,
simmer.
put it right there in the middle. So, there's this thing called the Bud Light Ace, and we will cover the Bud Light Ace in the context of video game history
Sure.
later down the line. But for now, we have a little dip into the toes of Reddit.
Oh boy.
We,
The wonderful thing that is Reddit.
and see, here's the thing: I was very opposed to third-party apps being killed when they were killed. I used Sync. It was my favorite for like 5-6 years easily. I did not like the base Reddit app. However, the base Reddit app has now become my friend because it now feeds me content from different.
It's
subreddits.
the only source. I'm gonna push back just temporarily before we even get to the real reason you're talking about this. I think the Reddit app was fine. I never used another third party. I never had an issue with the actual Reddit app. It was always okay. But I am also an iPhone cuck, so maybe Android was the issue. And I keep hearing that like Android has like 80% of the market share or something, or non-Apple is like 80%. So
Yeah.
maybe most people who use Reddit have a horrible experience, and I'm just one of the lucky few.
I do
Anyway.
think that's quite the case, actually. I think that's a large part of our mixed, kind of review that we give as a podcast towards Reddit apps versus the Reddit app. But anyways, I was fed this one. I've been fed a few interesting subreddits here and there. I see a lot of Am I the Asshole without even following that subreddit. I see quite a few r/teenagers, which is super funny because most people on there are not teenagers. And there is
Absolutely not.
There's actually a video on that about a guy who they did a sting essentially, where they locked everybody out who they thought was a teenager on this other subreddit, who had the cross posting, not cross posting necessarily, but cross activity on all their stuff. They scraped everybody in the two subreddits. They found an overlap. Anybody who was in this one subreddit that had to do with very sexual in nature content, but then you needed to verify your age. So you had people who were in r/teenager, but then were I'm 36 years old. And that's crazy because you have not been an r/teenager for 18 years. There's no way you've even been doing that. There's no justification. So weirdos, but we're in r/legal advice here today. And this one was it felt good because I saw a few legal advice where it's genuine legal advice, and then this is just someone who is an idiot and then gets roasted by Reddit. So my landlord is blackmailing me. Posted 5 days ago.
Okay.
I just got out of a lease. Before leaving, we videotaped how everything was in working condition. The landlord did not show up when we checked out. The real estate agent has been posting charges to my security deposit, taking away more than 2/3 of my deposit. When I confronted them, the agent responded with all inspections are finalized. Thus, they are holding 1 extra month's worth of rent plus property maintenance, saying that I breached the contract when failing to inform them about not renewing the lease. They have been using this to blackmail us to accept the charges made by them to deposit if I want to get my money back. Should I get a lawyer? Where can I contact a lawyer? And how do I get my money back? TLDR daylight robbery. Edit. I was upset with the tone of my landlord. I can see how wrong I was in this case. Thank you, everyone. This is where I was first introduced to the post. Oh, absolutely.
What?
So I saw the first edit right away. I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't seem very, it doesn't seem cut and dry. It doesn't seem like any kind of thing. So obviously something happened here in the comments. And I know you know this from Reddit, but when you have a post have a good, it's a solid post. It's not a bad post, right? Mm-hmm. And then you see that kind of edit where it's so twist, something had to have gone down. So let's explore. So, person asks where's the location, and then they go, "What do you mean by failing to inform them about not renewing the lease? How much notice did you give them that you were not renewing, thus leaving at the end of your lease? What did you say about giving notice? Are they blackmailing you, or is this just they're literally deducting you from your security deposit and telling you that you're only getting back your remainder? Or are they demanding you do something like an actual action you have to take to get your money back? They said 60 days notice. We let them know under 1 month because we were unsure about moving."
Downvote negative 1,316.
Yes, to the original comments, upvoting of 764. Big emphasis. Huge karma shift, okay? Well, same user, 1.6 upvoted comment. Well, then you do in fact owe them more than a month's rent for failure to give proper notice. Possibly more than that if you gave less than 30 days or you didn't properly inform them, usually in writing. If these charges they're putting in your account are bogus, that's something you might pursue. But if they're asking you to accept charges in lieu of having to pay them an entire month's rent for failure of properly notifying them, it sorts out into math problem. If the charges are less than what the rent you owe, you come out ahead. So,
And then
this is
comment
where
removed by moderator.
there's like remove by moderator, a lot of stuff like that, but they really don't need to go much deeper into it. The idea here is that this person thought that their landlord was being a dick when they in fact don't understand the terms of the lease. So let's break this down very simply. People, you had a lease before, I assume, correct?
Multiple, yes.
Wonderful. So yeah, I have as well. I think this is the. I've been in this complex for like 5 years, but I've been in several different apartments.
Mhm.
I want to say it's probably either the fifth lease.
I think this is my third lease. I know my third, but
in every single lease, it's been a 60-day notice requirement if we're moving out or not.
And then you have to pay a fee to break the lease. There's also a lease breaking fee
if you're trying to terminate early or whatever. Occasionally, violations of the lease by the landlord will happen, and you can get out of your lease yourself. This is a weird legal advice segment for us, like honestly, but like we can relate. So this person is just hella naive in how they were approaching the whole situation, thinking their landlord was being a dick when in fact they just didn't. Like, dude, you signed this paperwork fucking 12 to whatever many months ago. You had to have known there's requirements to how you're supposed to do something.
I like how they didn't answer where they're from either. They didn't.
Well,
they didn't want to give that away.
Well, okay,
well, just like
there is certain states that have certain rights though, like to protect tenants versus landlords in certain ways. Yeah. So there is very much relevance to the question. And I think somewhere down lower in the comments they do actually kind of go over that. But I don't know. The naivety of this person is very silly. Because I remember
this person is just a dumb fuck.
I remember having a friend who was going through something like this before I ever moved out, and he was living, on the other side of the state. I want to say maybe Springmo at the time, and he was moving back home, and he for medical reasons he was coming back home, but he had to break the lease. And he set up a GoFundMe just to help try to like deal with the burden of breaking a lease with like 4 months left on it. He had to pay like $2,000. And I was like,
that's fucked.
This was years ago. Like, this was, I don't know, maybe, I don't say 7 or 8 years ago. So rent was a lot cheaper then. So to have to pay that much too, I mean.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's tough.
Also, we need to accept right now, you, Fleeb, and the listeners, that we are just as close to 2040 as we are to 2006. So let's let that sink in for a second.
So I thought you were going to make a statement on, like,
no, I'm trying to break your brain about time.
No, you're
time
correct.
Passing.
No, that's fine. The calendar's whatever. Time goes on. It's a concept, not
a
reality. But
I
thought you were going to make a statement on like the current state of like home ownership in America and how it's closer to the
true
20s than it is anything else because it's
that is based as well.
It's so
bad,
it's fucked. Dude. And I'm going to say this: people who are in certain generations, like my parents, they have no fucking idea like how bad it is for us comparatively. Sam and I were talking about like her parents' house, like they bought it for like $80,000 in like the early 90s, and now this house is worth like 250 to 300K easily, and it's not that big or well updated or anything like that. It's just the increase of property value. It's insane.
Yeah, absolutely true.
I don't even know if we'll own a home in our lifetime. I want to.
No, we're gonna see a correction. We have to.
Another
absolutely.
2008, if you will.
Well, I mean, maybe a 1920s. Let's hope, right? Let's go, baby! Crash, crash, crash!
Maybe
well, so
when was the American Revolution? No, don't worry about
it. There's a couple of things to consider. So, for example, like we have a lot of investment that's in property that has to do with real estate. Like Airbnb has been a big motivator of that, along with like house flipping, just generalized whatchamacallit. When you're a house flipper, you buy a house, you fix it up, you sell it for 3x the value or whatever. I don't know why that just appeared. Hello? Go away. But sorry. I just broke everything. We're back?
You're fine.
Okay. I'm freaking out. I just found out like in Boston,
Tweaking, dude. I'm tweaking.
they created regulations for Airbnb
Home
to
of
where you
gay
have to
marriage,
register.
dude.
You have to register with the city in order to have an Airbnb. So Airbnb literally removed like 5 or 6 thousand Airbnb listings from the website. Like you can't find an Airbnb in Boston because they are stopping like investor properties from doing this. This was a couple years ago, but like there are changes that are being made that we're not really seeing because like we had this huge boon on like housing the past couple of years, but it's the money's going to run out. The extensions that people are going to make for investments going to run out. So we're going to see some sort of thing. I don't know if the housing market fails in a year. There's the guys that are like, "Oh my god, Carvana, they have way too many cars on hand, so they're going to fail in the next year." Like people keep saying that too. Like all these things are bound to happen, but how quickly is like the $1 million question.
Yep.
And it'll correct itself, and we might be able to be opportunists to take advantage of it or not. It'll all depend.
Absolutely.
I want to say something real quick if I
yeah.
can, on the subject of quickly turning around, like feeling one way on the initial post and then the edit, changing the. There was a post in anti-work.
Yes, another one I get fed the same way I get fed legal advice.
I can't find it quick enough, I don't think, but it was a person that was saying, "Yeah, here it is."
Send it. Pull it up.
So here's the initial thread. The initial thread is, I want to read it if that's okay.
Go ahead, yeah.
But you'll get it on the screen. Here, I'll put it in ideas.
Thank you.
Let me know when it's on because I'm looking at the page, or I can
You're
just
up.
wait. Okay. $35 an hour and still broke. 31 years of age now, ... Been working full time since I was 16 years old. Never had the privilege to, quote, formally educate myself, ... I would go homeless otherwise. Rent is about $25,000 a year for my 800-foot square apartment. There's no end to the abuse. I spent my whole 20s bootstrapping and having faith in a system that only takes and does not give. I've never left my state once since I cannot afford a vacation, never been on vacation, and have always chose to work since I could drown otherwise. I want my life, quote unquote, back. I don't even know what that means because I've been sold a lie and I'm having trouble returning this propaganda. I'm afraid I'm going to snap any day now and just quit, probably end up on the streets. It's obviously what I was destined to become. I hate it here. USA is a shithole country. So very much like Doomer, life sucks, the world is against me, there's nothing I can do, right?
What
Then
the fuck?
So as you go deeper, this post was very emotionally driven and lacks context. I make about 50 to 55 depending on certain variables. I do have a car loan that runs me about $600 a month, insurance included.
That's
I pay about $12,000 in federal state taxes annually. Sales tax is about 10% here. Adding greedflation on top of that makes essentials sky high.
Talking about gasoline,
groceries, utilities, etc. I do in fact have a dependent. My partner, we're not married. They have not been able to work for a few years now.
Okay.
It's a personal domestic issue, 100%, and is being handled as seriously, as carefully as I can. I'm very grateful to have been able to climb as far as I have, but I can see that I'm far from thriving and it continues to get worse. Okay, so like we've got like a slight turn. We want to pause before we read edit number 2, and we would just want to go to... I can't find the link. They said, I saw your post history on Arcade Room. There's a Reddit for arcade rooms, I guess.
Oh, no.
This person has like not just a full collection of like retro arcades. They have like top of the line, like released the same year that this post was made, like full on arcade rooms, like 30 or 40 arcade cabinets in their house, and then collectibles, like not like Funko Pops or like Pokemon cards, but like figurines.
Old school, like action figures that are worth now thousands of dollars.
So
if you offload one of them to the right person.
So this person is like posting, like flexing all of this shit that they have, but then also complaining about like the thing. So anyway, edit number 2 is, I expected people to dig through my post history. Thank you for noticing my hobby. The retro gaming community is very strong here in SoCal, and I've acquired a lot of my collections from trading connections and community work. I live and breathe this hobby. It keeps me alive. And then edit number 3. I've had some time to think about this post all day. I do live out of my means, and it's time for big changes.
Due to the traffic.
I've been quite lonely with these thoughts, and all these comments rolling has really opened my eyes in ways that are really helpful and positive. I quite literally had to get real. So I thank to everyone who took the time to reply with me tonight. Even the troll ones are appreciated.
Since you make 70K, well, obviously he's only working 25, 36 hours. 30 hours a
Based.
week.
Yes. Yes.
But he's working full time. Those are part-time hours. So he's not working full time. He's working part-time. Let's see. He's probably making talking net income. I make 30 an hour. Slight tuition depending on position. Work 30. Did the same. Wait, made the same wage. Was able to buy a brand new 2-story house. Dude, shut the fuck up. I don't even need to read this whole logic. You're just stupid.
Just move.
Here we go. This is the one. I saw your post market. Fucking hell, you have money. Your entire place is massive with a ton of arcades and stuff, and well beyond the majority of Americans can afford this. This post smells like one of those self-made women whose parents built her a $100,000 tiny home she could live in, paid for all of her living expenses, made $60K a year working for her dad's company, and managed to only save $7,500 for a down payment on a 3% mortgage for a house. That's pretty much OP in a nutshell, it seems.
Absolutely based.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you can find the posts. I think if you look at some of the, or maybe you can like click on his username and you can see the arcade stuff. The cabinets are just like out of this world. Like it's, if you click on J, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see now.
So,
I see
but keep going. If you go back. like that one in the corner.
A neon sign for the window that says Heaven Nights.
Hi, Bubby. So there's one in the there's two in.
It has a day and a
in the
night
cup.
mode. I'm gonna gun myself down in the street.
That's fucking insane. Hang on 2 seconds, guys.
In
Sorry.
Minecraft. What the fuck?
There's
From r/battle stations? Oh my god, dude.
yeah. I mean, we said that he was allergic to milk, right?
Well, yeah, but you could have different kinds of variation of tolerances to milk.
Yeah.
It could be just lactose intolerant.
Or it could be like
or
milk
it could be
itself.
Actual allergy.
Mm-hmm.
Because that lactate, I swear to God, he had a mouth thing.
It looks a little better on his cheek. It doesn't look as bad anymore.
I
Yeah.
think he's having a reaction.
Sorry, we're dealing with health issues with our youngest, our oldest.
Don't play. Lactose intolerance is a very serious thing, and it should be taken more seriously. I didn't know lactose-free milk was a thing until 2 years ago. Do you know how much trouble that would have saved me?
Are you lactose intolerant?
Mildly.
Gotcha. No, he's allergic. I don't think we talked about this. We took him to the doctor. He got a stamp test, and he's milk, soy, eggs, rice, chicken, beef. That's it. Those 6 things. So he can't have chicken or beef.
90%.
Bro, you guys are pescatarian, and you can't even have rice.
Yeah, and Mom doesn't even like fish, so it's gonna be me and him eating fish. Well, he has peanut butter and like hummus, like chickpeas. That's like his things. But
okay, I can see he is a texture eater, but he likes the goop.
My son will certainly not be having an arcade room like that with allergies
no
like that.
No soy boy of mine. Tell you that much. Not with an allergy like that.
I love you, buddy. I'll see you in the morning, okay?
We love little Eski here on the 110 podcast, and we hope he deals with his dietary challenges very well in his youth.
We're trying our best.
It's hard, dude. My sisters both have like severe peanut and tree nut allergies, and I have no allergies. But then over time, I've developed like natural, like lactose intolerance. A little bit of seasonal bullshit here and there. So it's
I think it sucks that like we're facing this now because milk really is. There's like some propaganda that I saw about how like you can get your calcium from eating spinach, and it's like, yeah, but you have to eat like a pound of spinach a day to get the equivalent of like a glass of milk or whatever. It's like, sure, maybe people don't need cow's milk, but like for children especially, to get your normal amount of calcium, like you have to have it anyway.
Luckily, dietary supplements do exist.
They do, true, based.
Can work, proper healthcare recommendations and stuff. Anyways,
how do you feel about that guy complaining about his inability to afford anything?
So I look around the room I have, like, because that was the last picture we were looking at from r/battle stations, and I mean, you saw The Office not too long ago when you were in town. Like you were like kind of like whoa, and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I have a really strong setup, but it's not like crazy or anything. It's just does.
Yeah, but I would never hear you talking about like how awful the capitalist system is and how you can't make it.
Oh,
Like
I mean, I do think the capitalist system is awful, and I feel like I'm drowning in the society we live in as like a
okay.
mostly provider, like of my family's
Well.
income, you know. But like, I don't openly complain about it regularly because I'm like, well, I also like don't have an education like with a college degree that can allow me other opportunities that I could have done.
Yeah.
You know, I have that option. I'm
Yeah.
surely intelligent enough. I have the work ethic when I want to apply myself, which I did not do that in my 20s. That's why I'm in the situation I'm in.
Sure.
It's of my own doing. There's other things too. Like I smoked weed for years, like, excessively, and I realized that the amount of money that I had spent for, God, the last 8 years on weed, I could have had more than a down payment for a home. That's on me, Like
Yeah.
I made decisions. I don't think.
Well, I guess the
people
thing to take
realize
from
the
it,
weight of their decisions is what I think.
I think the thing to take from it just is that you at least have the self awareness to know that like the decisions that you're making, despite your like predispositions about society, like you are making those choices knowingly. Like this is the way that I want to live. I'm happy with that.
Acceptance is a hell of a thing, and
You
accountability
wouldn't
is too.
you wouldn't go on to anti-work and then complain about your will as well. Also,
No.
I don't know. It's just that it's not about this person. It's just the funniness of like them going through their like finally realizing that okay, wait a minute, maybe I do have a problem here.
Yep. I do appreciate seeing the Reddit comments do the work of God. The work of the Lord. Now, that being
Absolutely.
said, we're going to move on to a work of the Lord, Eski, a segment
Oh,
presented
boy.
by you from Raw Story.
Yeah. Evangelical Christian leader Russell Moore revealed this week that many evangelical pastors have become alarmed that their Trump-loving congregants have become so militant that they're even rejecting the teachings of Jesus Christ.
That's right. The Don has the power to overwrite the teachings of God himself.
He is better than Jesus Christ. Multiple pastors tell me essentially the same story about quoting the Sermon on the Mount and they're preaching turn the other cheek, and to have someone come up after and says, "Where did you get those liberal talking points?" And what was alarming to me is that most of these scenarios, when the pastor would say, "I'm literally quoting Jesus," the response would not be, "Oh, I apologize." The response would be, "Yes, but that doesn't work anymore. That's weak." I don't know.
It's amazing.
I wouldn't.
Oh my God! Yeah, Jesus is a soy boy, cuck,
Yeah,
bitch.
based.
That's what they're trying to
Actually,
say.
well, and the left has been saying that for a while. Like Jesus would actually be a socialist hipster if the right really looked at him hard enough. And here it is.
But no one wants
Here's-
to look at the things that they quote. No one wants to absorb like. Okay, so here's a fun one, right? There's a debate going on tonight. I'm pretty sure it's the Republicans.
Fuck,
right?
I need to be watching that. We got to wrap this up.
Wait.
No, I'm
Here,
kidding.
there's that, right? And they're like, oh, I should actually be watching the debate about politicians are actually real pundits. But then there's also controversially, apparently, a Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump interview that's going to be airing at the same time as a way of like, like fuck you.
Counter,
whatever.
taking the air out of
And,
it. Yeah.
and the humor of that is like funny, but then people being like, oh, I should watch this. It's so funny that they're doing this thing. I should watch it. That's so contrarian that you're buying into like sensationalist ideals.
Yeah,
like
true.
being someone who wants to go so against the grain because fuck this party, even though Donald Trump's gonna
When your politics are owning the libs, like
or not
there's-
even owning the libs, like just being anti-establishment too.
yeah.
Like it's
I'm not gonna wear a watch if the government
like,
tells me to
it's
because I
funny
don't want to
me
listen. Yeah.
to be like, oh, anti-Fox News. We're gonna be anti-big news. So we're gonna watch the guy who helped lambast them into the position that they are currently in for like 10 years.
Oh my God! Wait, we covered this. He's gone now. This isn't a
Yes.
Tucker. He's not on Fox anymore.
No.
He's on.
So
he's on
it's
his
the
own thing.
Fuck you to Fox during the debate. Tucker's airing his own shit to try to take away and detract from it, which is stupid because he's the reason why people consider Fox News the way they are now. Like he is by far. It wasn't Tommy Lahren who was cited in that Russian dossier that was retrieved saying that Tucker Carlson was vital to the propaganda machine of Russia for election interference in 2016. So what we're saying there, by the way, is he was personally involved in working with.
No,
the Russians.
he just was
He's
aiding.
just already doing what he is doing.
He was
and
a
it's
useful
vital
idiot.
construct for
Yeah.
the Russians to build
A useful
propaganda
idiot.
machine around.
The most useful pawn for the Russian government.
And I love this clinking about him. Should Donald Trump be loud enough? Because even he doesn't know.
Vote now.
I love that face from the Don. He's
Yeah.
he's a little goober. He's a little stinker. That little.
We could
Donald
say
Trump there.
the stinkiest boy. Absolutely.
I mean, if they don't change his diaper every couple hours, just like my son, you know. He's very
What is
stinky.
this? No, stop.
All right, so
No.
have you seen the Disney movie Enchanted?
Yes, I love it.
It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but I think it works well because it's voice acting, and I don't know if it's going to hold up here. So Tom Holland is set to play Jack, and Chris Pratt is set to voice Daxter in the live action Jack and Daxter movie that Sony has directed by Ruben Fleischer, which is the guy who did Venom and Uncharted.
Dude, Jack and Daxter. Jack
The guy
2
who
and Jack
ultimately
3.
at the end of the day directed a movie that approved the tagline from Eminem: Venom, Venom, Venom.
Venom. Dude, I'm actually don't know how I feel about this. Like Chris Pratt and Mario was pretty good, you know? Like he actually did a pretty good job. Like I think
was
the
okay.
Mario movie as a whole was like really cringe. Like some of the lines
No,
from
the
Peach
movie
were just
was
like, "What the fuck are you
great,
talking
man.
about?"
You crazy. I love
It was a good movie. Like I enjoy it. We've watched it a bunch because the kids love it. But
Yeah.
like Jack and Daxter, come on. That was my Grand Theft Auto. I never got to play Grand Theft Auto, but I got to play Jack 2. I got to
Jack
steal
2
people's
was
motorcycles.
sick. I never got past after you got the fourth gun. I never progressed in the game. 'Cause you had to walk.
What was that?
you had
The
to walk to
Peacemaker?
docks. Yeah. I got the Peacemaker, and you had to walk to the docks on that one mission. And you could
Well, we started with
by
the yellow.
security. I was
We
so
started
bad
with the
at those
yellow.
games.
The yellow was the one that you could spin and super fly. The red one
Wait,
was like
did
the.
you start with Jack 2?
I had Jack and Daxter 1,
Okay.
and then I got Jack 2 like a month later, and I stopped playing Jack and Daxter, and I started playing Jack 2.
Yeah, because it
like
was
Jack,
Jack and Daxter with gun.
Yeah, Jack and Daxter was like, I love the game. It's super cool, but like I was fucking bored of it. But Jack 2, oh, that was good.
I was a Ratchet and Clank guy.
Yeah, I mean
It was
they're in
my
the same
preferred.
vein, but
They definitely are the platformer action game, but Ratchet and Clank
that and
did it more for me.
Sly Fox too.
Yeah,
I wonder, is
Sly
that all
Cooper.
Naughty Dogs? Sly Cooper, are those all Naughty Dog games?
No. I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog is Jack and Daxter. I think Insomnia is Ratchet and Clank.
Mhm.
And then, or Insomniac maybe is what it was. And then
Yeah.
I can't remember who did Sly Cooper. But
Okay, anyway, we haven't read this for the listener. Tom Holland to play Jack, Chris Pratt eyed to voice Daxter in live-action Jack and
did say
Daxter movie
that, but it's all right.
from Sony, directed by.
The real thing we wanted to say is that if they if they market this movie right, and shot of making like $200, maybe $300.
I don't. That's so
Who
dumb.
is the actual
Why?
audience? No, who is really the audience for it? It's like us.
Me, fucking
Right,
me.
Right. But how many of me and us are there? Really?
I don't know. Yeah, my kid's not gonna like it. So
How well is it
yeah.
going to go in China? That's a huge part of the movie industry. Something you actually have to think about.
China?
Yeah, man. Is this even going to make it to China?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Oppenheimer didn't make it to Japan.
Based. I wonder why.
Seems
They didn't even
kind
show any
of-
Japanese people in it.
Seems kind of historically erasure. I mean, they were all in the internment
Yeah.
camps. That's
Yeah,
where they were at
based.
the time when they were doing punk and
Fucking
stuff, you know?
based.
Isn't it fucked up that we did that? Can we talk about that for a second? You want to get real political? It's really fucked up that we put a bunch of Japanese Americans inside of internment
I don't
camps
know.
in the 40s, don't you think?
I don't know. Listen. All right. War is bad. All right.
Yeah.
Wartime is really bad. So I'm not saying that it's good that we did that, but like we're doing what we have to for our country.
I hear
So
you.
it's like in Ukraine. If you're who's the, it's not Coach Red Pill, right? Lira, whatever. I don't know if you know this story.
I know one Ukrainian, and his name is Zelensky.
Anyway, he was
Actually,
in
it's not true.
Ukraine.
I also know my boy Dimitra up in Canada. Shout out.
Coach Red Pill was a Russian asset, basically. He's a free speech absolutist or whatever, but he was in Ukraine. He fled to Ukraine from the United States for like sex charges with a teenager or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this guy now.
And so then he was providing like counter intel to the Russian army,
Yeah,
and then he got like arrested. He got arrested by the Ukrainian government, and then people were like, "What the fuck? Why are they arresting him? I thought this was free speech town." And he's like, "No, you're in a fucking active wartime, and you have someone like counter like so."
people just do not
I'm
understand
sorry.
what the term free speech actually means.
Not
record.
Japanese people, not Japanese people all were doing this, but like we didn't know, and we had just had the fucking like the entire country was basically like, what is it called, total war, when like your entire country is like ready to go. Like that was Japan at the
We
time.
did go to a military state essentially, and the fact.
Yeah,
I mean, so I don't know
it's
if you had
fucked
to do
up, but
this back
like
in high school. Do you remember like freshman year having to interview somebody in your life or someone you know who has done something through war, essentially?
I had Mr. Moore. I don't think he made us do that.
Okay, well,
That guy,
it was basically just interview someone who's been through war, been to war, like done something. So I interviewed my great grandma, and she ran a business renting boats, like on the river of at the border between Illinois and Missouri, and she did that as like she switched up her whole operation and part of the business like as part of the war effort. It was a whole thing. And I wrote a paper about it. It was really interesting. Like
that's pretty cool.
She talked about like the essentially like without saying the term like the cult of mind that is the shift. And I think
Yeah,
it's
once
very
you're at
comparable.
war,
It's comparable to how like Americans kind of united during 9/11. Like it's
yeah, absolutely, and that's really the last time that we were
unifying
there,
factor.
right? Where we're just all in the same team and fuck
Well, now
everyone
we
else.
are in
Yeah,
the total war. Now we're in the forever war, dog.
and yeah,
We have
based
to
against
stop the
COVID-19.
terrorists. Now
We gotta
now
stop
we're
the
getting a crazy
COVID-19.
real opinion here.
Oh boy.
I think George W. Bush gets a bad fucking rap sometimes. My guy, he had a hand dealt to him, and he had to deal with what he had going on.
Well, if you're a Nick Fuentes fan, then it was actually the what do you call the super Jewish people? Zionists? Is that what their names
The
are?
Zionist deep state.
Yeah, who was trying to just
I'm
make
not a
Israel
Nick Fuentes fan,
the
but I do know I know the lexicon. I know the terms.
so he was actually, it was actually two guys that just happen to have Jewish descendancy that actually orchestrated 9/11
Okay, well,
to get us in the blah blah blah. I think it's bullshit.
This is where on our YouTube video, I wish we could have like
Yeah.
a community comments section where it's like,
Yeah.
this is unfounded and true. They do actually have that on some things on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
anything like that before. I've seen the COVID
like a correction.
disclaimers.
Yeah, it'll like have it on the bottom or whatever. Charles,
That's the
I'm
day
gonna
we know we've made it. Is when we have a correction on one of our videos. We're like, we
Based.
fucked up for sure.
from a troll too. I'm sorry, I gotta step away for 2 seconds because my
you're
fucking
good.
dog is gonna piss himself.
Dude, I love pissing myself, much like I was when I saw this next coming up. So we're gonna build up some hype. But while we talk about that, let's do a little ad spot real quick here. You know, it's not a real advertiser, but we want to show the advertisers we have the ability to sell the product. And that's why today's sponsor is going to be none other than Liquid Death. Murder Your Thirst. I don't have a can in front of me, but I would if they gave me one. I really, really like the mango chainsaw. I really enjoy the what's the berry flavor called? Buried Alive. Yeah, that's a good one. Or Berry Alive, maybe? I'm not really sure which one it is, but you know what? It's the only seltzer water I really, really enjoy. It's the only tasty, bubbly, watery beverage that actually tastes good to my palate. And that is mostly because of marketing. Exactly what I'm doing to you right now, dear audience. Liquid Death. Murder Your Thirst. Go pick up a can today. Also try out their new teas. The Grim Leafer, if you will. Personally, I'm a fan of the Armless Palmer. That's right, an Arnold Palmer without arms. I don't know how that works. Neither do you, but you'll still try it probably. I know I did. Has agave in it. Can't be that bad for you. Also, support your local honey farm. Shout out to your local honey farms. Builds up your allergens. Also, honey good. Honey very good. Back to the episode of 110 Podcast. Yeah, that would be crazy if he actually came back right now, though, too. He is. He's on his way back. I hear him. I hear him. Oh, that's a good dog. That's a very good dog. I see the tail moving. Jeez, man. That's a good dog. That's a very good dog.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, I saw the tail moving. I was excited for it. I did an ad read while you were gone. It was great.
Great. I'm glad.
They do Liquid Death. They're sponsoring us. Again, crazy.
Fuck
And also,
yeah.
I shouted out local honey farms.
Mm.
They're based, dude. Buying local honey so you can fight the allergens in your area naturally. Pretty cool.
Pretty based.
Pretty
Based
neat.
and true.
Untrue and unfounded claims, though, were made by the slop pit that is Deserto. The shit
boy.
pit of internet reporting, as we've covered before. So, Elon commented that block is going to be deleted as a feature except for DMs, and then reply with, "It makes no sense." The number of replies I saw to this directly from creators being like, yeah, because you don't have stalkers or death threats or people coming after you. Like, you should legally be able to block and remove to, ensure your own safety and lack of harassment on said platform. But also reported by the shit pit that is Discerno, the removal of the block button may violate Apple and Google's App Store policies requiring the ability to use block content. Let's read those exact terms and conditions if we don't mind. So the 1.2 user agreement content for the Apple App Store says that apps with the user-generated content present particular challenges, ranging from intellectual property infringement and to anonymous bullying. To prevent abuse, apps with user-generated content or social networking services must include the ability to block abusive users from the service. The Google Play Store says it must provide an in-app system for blocking UGC and users. So I think Google has done a much better job with less words, actually. Because it allows not only from the service to be able to block things and remove people from the platform, but it allows peers to block each other. Very clearly protects. I think that's the issue with the Apple one, in my opinion, is that it just says that it has the ability to block the abusive users from the service.
From the service.
Which is the discretion of the platform to block said person and remove them.
Yeah, that's just you're allowed to take them off, not you are giving rights between users to block each other.
I think this is an interesting conversation to really have about user license agreements, ultimately, which is like a really boring thing ultimately to talk about, but like it's interesting to see the lexicon in real time that you have guaranteed scrolled over with your eyes when you went to I accept and did not read it.
Wait, you haven't read them? You haven't found the $5,000 checks that are in each terms and conditions for every update?
You mean 50,000 for every 10 updates? Yeah, that's
50,000.
Yeah, dude, you
got to find the one line. You just got to read every line.
It's like those app games where you do the thing and you keep building up to get so much money, but it's $50,000 you have to get.
Yes, based. Yes. And you can't cash out until 50,000, and then they stop you at 49,99999.
All this shows me how much more based the Google Play Store is than the Apple App Store. Although I will say the Apple App Store has done some things that are actually good for humanity, and like
what?
So like certain requirements that they have on microtransactions for video games require you actually have to give the user something. You can't just give them chances or things like kind of similar to things that were shut down on Whatnot recently. You can have opportunities to get certain things as given reward. So those were.
Did I include a link there, or did you just?
No,
are you referencing?
I'm just daily referencing it. Like it's a good piece of.
For those that don't know, Whatnot.
Last week's episode.
No. This is new now. Wait, do you know? There's something.
I saw your TikTok yet, or YouTube short.
Well, I posted it fucking everywhere. But Whatnot has actually banned. They've banned the things that Blake's Breaks was doing to manipulate odds or whatever. The outcome of it,
that was
which
crazy.
is bounties, right? So it's not technically gambling, right? Because there's 3 tenets of gambling. You have to have prize, you have to have chance, and then you have to have it's a word that just basically means paying money for it. So there has to be something that you can win. There has to be some element of chance involved, and then you have to pay something to get it, right? And so the prize was never actually happening with these like pay for a pack, but $60 for the pack for a chance at something else, because your prize isn't the chance. Your prize is the pack. You're paying for the pack and you're receiving the pack. It would be a prize if you're paying money and then there's a chance of you not getting it. Like if you paid money to someone, then you could come up with nothing. Yeah. That is a lottery. So they were getting away with like saying, well, listen, who's to say what a Pokemon pack is worth? It could be worth $200 to this person. We don't know. Like what circumstances are. So anyway, they banned that. They've now banned.
It's hard to contextualize because you especially get into modern versus
Yeah, vintage, right? But it's like, how are we going to have like a thing that is now dictated by law that says, okay, and when something is 15 years old, it cannot exceed more than 15% of the retail value. It's like you're basically killing any secondary market for something that like the government they're not interested in anyway. So it's
secondary market is where these things thrive. This is where they continue on forever.
It's technically not gambling, but Whatnot got spooked enough. And especially because of like preventions on gambling with credit cards, which they definitely allow you to use credit cards and whatnot. They have now banned completely any prize-based reward for bidding. So you can no longer give someone a prize based on how much they bid or whatever, or you can never give them a chance for an additional prize. So anyway, sorry, that was the
you're good.
That was the thing.
I'm escalating things and I'm removing something. This is good, but I don't think we need to spare everybody this. Have you seen this?
Is this a 52 burgers, 55 pies, 55 burgers?
It is, but it's a playlist that uses every word from the script. Which those go hard. People have known those for a long time.
I'm sorry. Can we just watch it for like
the first 30 seconds? We can watch it for like a little bit.
Small fries, and
you're so great.
For those uninitiated, I think you should leave with Tim Robinson.
I'd like to pay for the guy's meal behind me, too. Just pay it forward.
Oh, wow, that's really nice of you.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll catch on.
All right, well, you have a great day, sir.
Squealing tires.
Stop! Please let me go! Please let me go first! I'm doing something!
Hi, can I take your order?
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100
How many 55s are there?
100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
Okay, that'll be $680.
Okay.
He does the rest of the skit.
I can't. I just
the entirety.
Yeah,
of
we
the
don't need to watch the rest of it. That was great enough. That's how many 55s exist?
I don't know, but the
How many
155 by plus 44 shout that song out. That's a side project of Blink 182.
No way.
Yeah,
Just
Plus
like
44
Angels and
rules.
Airwaves.
Yes, that's the other side project. So when Mark and Travis went and did plus 44, Tom went and did Angels and Airwaves.
I heard an Angels and Airwaves song for the first time on a Siglemic stream while he was running on his alternate account.
It's so weird to see people streaming playing fucking clearly DMCA music to me. I cannot. I don't get how you just do it,
You just don't give a fuck. Whatever.
bro.
We're gonna do DMCA me? Oh, I can't show my VOD. Oh. Just fucking
You know they don't even
Listen.
do that. They just mute the section of the VOD.
Yeah, and so what you can do now is you can split the audio, so you can have the stream audio, and then you can have like your recorded voice audio
Yeah.
in separate channels. But the thing is, here I'm gonna tell you this, Philippe, and everyone listening, everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. People are way too scared of consequences. You need to just try shit sometimes. You can say sorry once or
They're
twice to the
scared
government,
of
and
the
they'll be fine.
Zionist deep state that will DMCA stream
Based.
because they
There's-
own the record companies.
There's literally this guy, CoffeeZilla did a video a month ago about this guy that had a Ponzi scheme, and he was accepting people from Canada, money from people from Canada, and the Canadian government reached out to him and said, "Hey, you're doing this; it's against our laws." And he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, I will prevent this from happening. I'll stop this in the future." And that was it. And then you know what he did? He kept fucking doing it. And then they came to him again 6 months later after he'd made another $100 million. And they're like, "Hey, listen, we talked to you about this. You need to stop." And he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry. There was a mistake with my blah, blah, blah. I'm doing it again. I will not stop. I will stop it. It will not happen again." Like you get so much leeway if you're just like, "Listen, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I didn't know, and I'm not going to do it anymore." Don't be so scared. All right. Rob a bank. All right.
And
Do
then
some
tell
Grand
them
Theft
you're
Auto,
sorry.
and then tell them you're sorry. It'll be fine.
All right, let's talk about
For all
the
intents
Bud
and
Light
purposes,
Ace.
this is a joke.
Let's
All right,
talk
let's
about the Bud Light Ace. What is the Bud Light Ace? The Bud Light Ace was a clip that was aired from a documentary show
I see.
from a League of Legends team that is no longer around called Counter Logic Gaming.
CLG, rip.
RIP, right? This is pro player Doublelift, at the time retired, but no longer retired.
Mhm.
He was like a legacy player for CLG at one point, okay?
Okay.
So just the
Okay.
context there. You're going to see a behind the scenes clip here. And it became notoriously known as the Bud Light Ace
Based.
because all 5 players got fired.
Wait, what is the CLG tweet? Holy shit. Bud Light aced. I mean, I have to just... That is actually the funniest Bud Light ace I've seen. Finn, Broxa, DeMonte, Turtle, and Smoothie are all gone. Wait, so who's left on the team? Ovalter is still on the team or not? Holy shit, that's insane, man. Nobody, right? They're going 5 rookies. Okay. So when is Yoshi getting relegated? Can someone bring up the schedule? That's fucking
The way that he
hilarious,
just like
dude.
laid
We're
on his
also parting
control
ways
V,
with
like
Keel.
control C, control V. That was incredible.
True gamer. So when
He's
CLG
absolutely-
retired the League of Legends earlier this year, they were bought out by NRG. Another very popular esports brand. Has affiliations to Shaq and Alex Rodriguez from the first round of investing back in 2015 even.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
team has been around for a while. They're quite popular in Valorant. I believe they're one of
Yep.
the best North American teams in Valorant currently.
Based. Got it.
They went on to win the summer split in League of Legends this past weekend.
Ooh.
They are the #1 seed from North America going into Worlds. Some would say this is the greatest upset in League of Legends history in North America.
Fifth seed.
Mark Z is a analyst for the LCS desk.
Only one title holder, and FBI, not the Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Yes, although there is a player. His name is FBI, Victor Huang from the one old Australia, and he constantly wears sunglasses during interviews and like post stuff, like things like.
So
on
he's
stage.
leaning into the
And
FBI thing. Okay.
He's very subtle and he doesn't like talk very much, but when like a big play happens, people like FBI open up. Pretty good, man.
That's
Pretty
good.
man. Anyway,
That's good.
the most important thing here is to reference that they were the 5th seed in playoffs, but they were 0 players of all 5 roles were all pro, which is an all pro basically is like the top 3 players in each role across the league amongst 10 teams, as voted by analysts, journalists, peers, etc.
Yeah.
So none of the 5 players got an all pro slot. None were even actually that
Correct.
close. I think one might have been the mid laner, which is Palafox. His real name is Christian Palafox. I think it's sick that his last name is his in-game tag, and it's actually just a fucking badass last name. You don't see it a lot.
You don't see that very often.
I think you
around
see
these
it more
parts.
like in like COD and stuff. I don't think you would see it in League. I think it's really interesting that we are seeing this team that everyone counted out. Essentially, no one counted these guys to be the clear victors.
Never forget the underdog, chat. Never.
They were the underdog all weekend. They won. It's crazy. We'll see how they do at Worlds, which starts in like 5 weeks. So that's some cool shit. But even cooler shit was the release at Gamescom starting yesterday with one Jeff Keighley, the king himself, the creator of the Game Awards. Really not the creator, really just the proponent who continued on the Game Awards year after year. After it moved away from Spike in the mid-2000s. So Gamescom starts and they announce the launch of Marvel Snap on PC. It's no longer just the copied and pasted phone app on Steam. It's a whole widescreen version of the game, essentially. And they've got this very, very fucking cool cinematic for it's a minute long, and I think I didn't even see this at first, and I'm like, there is not enough people seeing this. So I have to share it. Like, I don't even know how often you would get to see Deadpool and Ghost Rider fight each other. But then this cool shit happens.
This is crazy.
Isn't it? They're flying across all these different locations. They're turning into different versions of themselves.
Yeah, I love the multiverse aspect. Yeah, she's so sexy,
That's a
dude.
devil dinosaur. As a reward, actually, if you log in on Steam during the first week that this has happened, so, date of recording one day before and then till the next Tuesday, you get a variant of that there devil dinosaur that is the mecha version. And a bunch of other free rewards, too. Game's insane. Had, like, a huge day on viewing on Twitch. Had, like, over 200,000 viewers at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big day. It's good shit, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't got to sit down and really play games on PC, but I've watched a lot of streams because they have Twitch drops enabled now too.
Yeah.
Which would like me to lead into my next announcement. I will be returning to streaming on Saturday.
Let's go.
What is that? 26th. Yeah. So I actually was talking to my therapist about this yesterday. And I hadn't. He saw my stream. Like I do like a telehealth session, so I do it from where I'm at, just sans lights, a lot less lights on. And he's like, "Oh, it's good to see you from like your professional setup." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I actually haven't like gone live since we talked last, and that was like 2 months ago." And I talked to him about it then that I'm having some like frustrations with myself by not doing it and feeling more motivated to do it. He's like, well, you got life going on, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then we talked about some other stuff, and basically I've realized that, like, what I was doing successfully for a while was taking time and, like, making gaming very intentional for, like, set periods and for, like, set blocks. And it was really, like, successful for me. That's the thing
Yeah.
I definitely haven't done very well since my son has been born. And it's been 6 months, so I'm gonna fix that. Also, it's my 2-year anniversary of like going live regularly.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like a week or so ago. So I figured I should bring it back, and then I have to do a little. I got to do a little like user interface updating. I got to do a little fixing because now with Snap not being a mobile game that I have to cut and paste so many features for to make an effective widescreen viewing, now I can just do something different.
Have
than
it
they
as
have.
it is. Yeah.
I need to tweak some things. So
Cool.
a new little facelift will be given to the stream pretty soon, but I'll be back and it'll be pretty cool, man. And you know what? We'll just make him come back to this. This abysmal.
Wow!
Oh, you get back in the right time. That's crazy. So this is something I just did an ad read for BetterHelp. First off.
let's do it!
I'm feeling
this
my
is-
mental health improving as I'm watching this
This
right now.
is actually a deterioration of your mental health further. I found this amongst a section of videos like recommended for my son, for like amongst Baby Einstein and other things, and I was like, "What is this?" Called Baby Monkey Choo Choo Go Fishing and Eat Fruit with Puppies in the Garden. We were gonna end on this tonight, but I kind of moved it forward for a reason. This
Okay.
is something I don't think is safe for your children or mine. Like genuinely.
Okay. We
We're
should
gonna-
never let our children.
I'm not kidding.
Monkey
This
Choo
is-
Choo, never.
Baby
Okay.
Monkey Choo Choo might be bad. Just saying.
Okay.
He's really cute, and this is like a really cute little video,
Okay.
but it's also 2 hours long.
But there's
Listen to how many sound effects there are.
Oh my god. Hurry up! Hurry up! Go! 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 Come on! Wow! Come on, y'all. Let's do it! Yeah!
What's crazy is the sound doesn't match the video at all.
at all. That is
It's crazy.
that's insanity.
Let's go! Hurry up! Hurry up!
Now watch this. This is my favorite part. First off, when did Baby Monkey Choo Choo get a little cut on his nose?
Oh, poor baby.
I know.
What are you doing?
Here we go!
This fucking monkey is gonna steal.
They're making the monkey steal.
Come on!
Baby Monkey Choo Choo, no.
Hey, what happened? Come on, y'all. Let's do it!
Hey, what happened?
Come
we are
on,
1
y'all.
minute into this
Let's do
2-hour
it.
video.
I'm
I haven't
losing my
even-
mind.
I saved this, so I watched that part, and I was like, "Wow, this is insane." I think I have ADHD. We should probably never let our kids watch this. If you ever see them watching Baby Monkey Choo Choo,
That's
no.
we
Like,
stopped
genuinely.
the hamster video with the like escape room. We stopped that because there's like blood and violence and
But now,
like,
now we're gonna watch the most
replayed section. Let's
I
do
haven't
it.
seen this. And I'm telling you
Based.
already, Baby Monkey Choo Choo is hanging out on his headphones and phone, just being like, "I'm pooping. Leave me alone."
Live
But he's
reaction.
wearing a diaper.
He's
like a
on
monkey.
the toilet in a diaper, like
Why
a
is
monkey
there a
does.
washing machine in their bathroom?
Oh boy!
He has 2 monkeys?
They're pulling his tail.
That's the same monkey, right?
Ooh.
No, it's different monkeys. One is trying to get into the bathroom and the other one's taking forever.
No, they're filming.
Yeah.
Poorly.
No, that's what was happening. The blue monkey is trying to get in and the yellow one is
that's the
taking too
plot,
long.
Not the actual filming of this. We haven't seen
Okay,
both
I'm
monkeys
sorry.
in the same
Yes.
scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there are
That is-
one monkey playing as 2 monkeys. I understand.
This is insane. He's
He's
got a
battering-
He's got a battering ram.
Battery.
The smile is very cute, though. See? Where's
Wait.
the other monkey? It's the same monkey.
Did you hear the section from
Yes.
Bruce Almighty just
Yes.
now?
What
Okay.
the fuck? It's literally
That's-
all sound
that's-
effects. It's literally 2 hours
Wait.
of just random sound effects.
There's
in a monkey.
202,000 subscribers or 2.02?
2,000, but there's 100.2
Okay.
million views.
2 weeks ago. That's
Yeah.
like that's disgusting. It's like 600,000
Baby
it's like
monkey
100,000
choo-choo
views a
is
day.
poison we cannot let our children consume. All right,
I
now
will never.
actually talking about Tiny Meat Gang again. I did that before I did the ad read, but now we're talking about that. You know who Tiny Meat Gang are?
Yeah, fucking Cody Ko's the greatest.
Yeah, no Miller.
He's a greatest viner of all time. He was number one. All
Oh,
right.
you're not a fan of the kid Nash Greer? You're not a fan of that kid who cancels himself by saying the N word?
I didn't even know Nash Greer said the N word.
You don't remember that? He made
No.
a fucking Vine where he like made a joke about it and like just said just straight up said the N word.
Well, what you could do is you could end the vine with knit, and then you could start the next
He
one
didn't
with
even do
grr.
that. He didn't do
No,
that.
he just dropped the hard R.
But,
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, let's never do that again, by the way. But yeah, I'd say Cody Ko is probably the most relevant Viner today.
I didn't even say anything remotely
Yeah, it's
close. I had like
where like dudes in general, men think that they could land a plane.
Do you think
like
you
a
could do it?
747?
Yeah. Fuck no. Pull up a 747 instrument cluster. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's not that much shit, dude. Have you ever seen the Ableton interface?
Yeah. Guys,
True.
guys who make
Yes.
EDM and have worked on CDJs walking up to the 747 instrument cluster during 9/11 be like,
God, dude. Oh my God.
That
You never seen this meme?
is the definition
That's-
of a high effort
that
short
is crazy.
I love that edit.
That is
so
crazy,
good.
dude. That is super good.
All right, let's talk about something important to both of us because we both really care about Baldur's Gate. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That little game there. So have you seen that the speed run of the game is not like completing the game, but it is to have sex any percent?
I haven't watched any. I haven't watched
never heard
anything
about
about
this?
Baldur's Gate 3. No, this is
Oh,
fresh, new
yeah.
to me. I saw the
So-
title and I
so-
said, I'm not going to pay attention.
So basically, the idea is to get one of your companions to sleep with you as fast as possible. So Disguised Toast did just that. He set a world record at one point. 4 minutes, 12 seconds.
Has been beaten by 13 seconds by Disguised Toast.
Time! Yes! Under 4 minutes! The world record of 4 minutes 12 for first fastest sex haver! I'm the fastest sex haver in the world for Baldur's Gate 3.
Is he streaming back on Twitch or is he back on Facebook?
Shut up.
I don't know.
He's on X now, dude. I don't know.
He's on Rumble.
He said, "Congrats, you beat me for 2 hours."
Incredible.
There we go.
I
Baldur's
guess
Gate 3, amazing game, by the way.
I guess the choices are very important. It looks like they're very intentional with their.
It's a role-playing game.
But you're just having sex. Like how much difference can it make to get them to fuck you?
Movement speed. It's everything. I'm not even kidding.
Persuasion, sex.
The name sex
No,
now.
no.
So with your ability to move faster across the map, you are able to travel farther distances, right?
Okay. Yes, I understand.
I must find my kin.
So you're maximizing for speed and attack power so you can get through cutscenes. Because this is turn-based, right?
Yeah.
But are they glitching
It's
through the
wall.
map at all?
No, he's breaking the wall. Now he's glitching through.
This feels a little bit cray-cray.
A little bit. Where he's skipping every cutscene and you're running through combat and not fighting anyone.
Let's just run to the end.
It's literally what he does.
Dude, like, I'm sorry, pause for a second.
Sure.
We're just gonna take a game, right, where you control the character, and we're just gonna make it not that, right? And then you're just gonna get to like have like a delayed reaction for everything that you do. Like, what the fuck is RTS? What the fuck is I'm sorry, not RTS. What is turn-based anything? It's like the worst format of gaming of all time. Like, I absolutely despise
I love having
turn-based.
to think through the consequences of my actions before I do them, and then
Just let me mash the fucking square button and kill the motherfucker. I don't want to.
Why don't you play fighting games then?
Because that has more intention, and I don't care about that. I just want to mindlessly press the button.
So you want to play Dynasty Warriors, and that's it.
Yes. Fucking give me
Through
the...
the herds, dude.
What's the gotcha game that just never came out for the Switch, but everyone wants it for the Switch? Genshin Impact?
I'm kinda sorry.
Genshin.
Same. They're all the same.
It's literally like, it must just be a personality thing. Maybe it's an intelligence thing. Maybe I'm just too dumb to understand what's impressive about, like, oh, I'm gonna now click to this square, and then I'm gonna see what the AI does to go to that
I
square.
think there's a gateway for it, right? Like, I think Pokemon's where it started for a lot of people in a certain generation.
So I rejected Pokemon at age 7.
Yeah,
I
you
rage
didn't
quit
like the-
Pokemon Platinum.
You didn't like the turn-based combat, did you?
No, I fucking didn't know how to save, and then I got beaten the first gym and had to restart after 5 hours, and I stopped, and I never played it again.
Oh, so you're just
Observe
stupid.
and
Got
listen.
One time though, I did. They have. I had to go to do something or whatever, and my mom had her friend over, and this is like when technological literacy was not the strong suit of people. So basically, I was like fighting someone in Team Rocket. My batteries were dying on my GBA. I had to leave or something. My mom was like, "You can't take it with you." I'm like, dumb. So I was like, just press A until you beat this guy. And what you do is you press start and go to the thing that says save, and then say yes. And I wrote this down. And this woman did not do that. And then the batteries died on my GBA. Ow, lost save on my Pokemon. It was like yellow too. I was fighting Team Rocket.
Oh, dude.
It was not a good time.
It's the worst form of gaming. Just let me control the character and explore. Don't make me like have like limitations on my movement. Just let me like be free. That's what it is. It's about freedom.
You don't like D&D then, do you?
I don't like what?
You don't like playing D&D like tabletop, do you?
It's okay. I mean, if I'm not seeing like a visual thing, I'm alright with it. Like maybe if I played Warhammer, it might be better, because that's like a D&D thing in like a video game format. But like,
Yeah, see, I'm a theater of the mind player too. I don't even use miniatures to play D&D a lot of the time.
yeah, I just do it on paper in a spreadsheet. I just like to control my little.
I like to use words.
Yeah.
Just
No,
describe.
I tried to do a D&D campaign. It was alright, but they quit on me for some reason. I don't remember why. I think I missed 1 week and then like it fell apart after that.
It usually
Like I
be
told,
like that, honestly. It's how
I told them
most-
like, hey, I can't make it, and then it's like, but then like we had the warlock was like falling asleep everything because he was smoking too much weed through his fucking, what is a nectar collector? He would smoke dabs through his nectar collector, and then he would just fucking pass out like 10 minutes later.
Boom. He did it.
He did it. Amazing.
So that was
I don't.
Let's go. All right. Eski, have we talked about the WWE or any kind of wrestling since you've been on the show?
No, I think we're on board though.
Okay, fair enough. I don't talk about wrestling very much in a highly positive light. I think it's very boring, man. I think it's so scripted. It's boring. Also, I think it's white trash anime, which is really funny.
That is true. That's a very good concept for it. I like that.
I've gotten some more appreciation over the years, per one of our listeners, who has guided me down the right way. I will say Goldust, probably my favorite WWE character of all time.
I've never watched wrestling, and I don't feel sorry that I haven't, because I just think it's a waste of IQ space. But you got to have something for the retard.
Listen,
I didn't say the D.
what have
Okay?
I told you? That it's really just the greatest tournament arc of all time. I know you don't like anime like I do, but really,
Okay,
what
fair.
this is just the same thing. It's just characters telling this big story, and it's all just like goofy really, is what I think it is.
It is goofy
It's
yes.
Yes, it is goofy And this
You remember when they?
proves it.
You remember when they put a bed in the middle of the stage and then they pretended to have sex after he won the championship?
The
And then
video
someone.
quote that says wrestling, not that gay. Wrestling.
Oh boy.
Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
The Rock just jerked Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time. If you catch my meaning, I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, no!
That's
Should do.
You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you. When you're not.
That's great, dude.
Dude, actually, you know what it is? This is the ultimate psyop for the LGBTQIA plus. They're
I
trying
thought
to
that
get the
was
rednecks
Barbenheimer, my guy.
on board.
Hey, look, there's
Okay.
the Eski. There's the Eski TikTok. Look at that. That's crazy.
No way, dude. On stream, 12 likes. Wow.
That's crazy.
Like 100 views. Amazing. Fantastic.
Wow. All right. Cool.
Wow.
TikTok time. Let's do a little TikTok palate cleanser.
Justin keeps it alive.
Rocket League.
The wheelie boy, what a save, dude. Jen has been disabled for 3 seconds. Terry putting it in reverse. That was
He
good.
spammed too much, dude. That was incredible.
good. All right. Eski, what do we got here?
You you may or may not appreciate this, but it's just a
Oh, I definitely do, probably.
it's a common they just watch it. I don't even want to give context. It's just
All right,
Paramore.
this is
All right?
Paramore's Still Into You, but the instrumental is delayed.
Let's give it a try.
Can count the years on one hand that we've been together. I need the other one to hold you, make you feel better. It's not a walk in the park to love each other, but when our fingers interlock, can't deny you're worth it.
So, I mean, it does what it needs to do, but I'm...
Wait, you haven't gotten there yet.
I know. This is where it gets weird.
This is where it gets good.
I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights, I'm into you. Let them wonder how we got this far, 'cause I don't really need to wonder at all. After all this time, I'm still into you.
I don't know.
Dude, it's you have
good.
to
It's good.
suspend your disbelief, right?
It's not that
It's what do they say in
it's
theater?
just like it's more like the.
I know it's off key, but it's so
It's not that-
different.
no,
and
it's not off key. It's not the issue whatsoever. It's the transition. It's like,
Fair enough.
There's certain like measures that by, like, okay, so like the build up into the chorus, that shift of transitioning by like I think it's 4 bars and it's transitioned off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that worked really well, but I felt
Yeah.
like the musical like continuation of that chorus did not fit.
Yeah, it's off because obviously like you have an extra measure of instrumental that
I also want to
there's
see how it
nothing going
affects.
on.
I want to see how it affects the bridge. That's like.
Some things just make sense in
how the original version.
Some things just make sense even after all this time. I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on a worst night,
It's great, dude. It's incredible.
this far, 'cause I really need to wonder at all. After all this time, I'm still into you. I'm still into you. I'm still into you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: I would have believed it was an actual Paramore song if that was the original version.
It sounds close enough to something they'd make. Like even though you know the original, like it's still pretty good. It is weird, like with those extra instrumental parts, but
There's
I
some. So the only thing that didn't work for me really was the post chorus one.
Yeah.
The ending was fine. and it feels something they would have done at some point in their career.
Did I send you this too?
Yes, you did.
This is
I'm
an
quite
Eski
a
one?
long time Paramore fan, so I'm not surprised by like my critique of this. You
Yeah,
know?
fair enough.
I really.
I think it's good enough. I think any normie would hear it and they'd be like,
I think it's
okay,
interesting.
good.
To be, well, I mean, not interesting, but like I think it's very notable that I just skipped over verse 2 because I knew exactly what was going to play out.
Yeah, it's the same as
Same
verse
verse
1.
So.
Yeah. Good enough.
All right, an Eski banger.
Absolutely.
Can I
Yo, hang on. This guy's a creep. Did you hear about this thing? He's a fucking creep to women, dude.
He's the weirdest person in all of TikTok. Like all he does is he just reads a tweet and then just laughs. But I did not hear about the sexual allegations.
Yeah, what's his name again? I can't remember. Fuck.
I don't even know because he's so unimportant.
No, it's not important. He's been creepy to women, man.
Jonas? Jonah?
Yeah,
Jonas?
Something about that. I don't know. Basically, he like keeps telling women that if they're interested in starting an OnlyFans, he could be like helpful with like having a following. Like he's not looking
Fuck
to start
yeah,
an OnlyFans.
dude. Yeah.
He's 36 years old.
You got to talk to the 18-year-olds when you're doing that, though. You got to make sure it's like really, really on the borderline.
Dude, I think the only borderline we're pushing is
we just nuked the building.
Yeah, we about to nuke the building. All right, so earlier today I was playing a game of League, and this guy's name was Shadow Wizard MG, and I was like, I know what that is. So then I didn't know what it was. I knew you'd referenced it before, and I was like, I've heard this. And then it's immediately the game starts, he just drops the YouTube link.
He just unprompted. He just left it everywhere.
And I pulled it up, so I watched it, and I asked him after the fact, I'm like, you just do this every game? He said, yeah.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Yeah, we do.
This song is sponsored by the Shadow Government. Legalize nuclear bombs.
Nuclear bombs. Yeah.
Swag Messiah.
And with that, maybe the episode of the One Step Podcast, everybody. Good night. God bless.